Hey folks, a quick heads up about this episode. This is majorly just us talking about the Yakuza 3 Kiwami leaks, the data mine script, and so on. We decided we were just going to discuss those things. Spoiler, Wanton and Wayne. So if you don't want to be spoiled on Yakuza 3 or the changes that were made in Kiwami, go ahead and skip the majority of this episode. I might be able to give you a time code. I might not be able to in the description. Depends on how far along in the discussion we get. But yeah, just giving you a heads up so you don't spoil yourself on something that you want to experience for yourself. Anyway, enjoy the episode.
Hi everyone, welcome to Burnout Culture. The industry sucks, and so do we. I've come back from my long hibernation, full of hatred and ready to go. My name is Kazuma Hashimoto, and I'm one of 3 fantastic hosts.
My name is GC Vasquez, and you know how I feel, folks.
My name is Cullen, and I know of one thing that sucks more than the industry. Foreshadowing is a literary device.
My name's Hayes, and if you couldn't tell, I'm sick, so yeah.
Yeah, you're sick of Ryuga Gotsuku.
Hokudo Gagoju. Sorry.
Okay, so basically this episode, I know GC already has the big spoiler alert ahead of this, but in case if you didn't hear that for whatever reason, maybe you had gone temporarily deaf or you just tuned it out, this is going to be Shitburger forever. We're going to be talking about Yakuza Kiwami 3, basically the history of Ryuga Gotoku Studio post Nagoshi, and well, what is going on in Yakuza Kiwami 3 now?
What the fuck is happening?
So I woke up, guys. I woke up to that fucking thing, right? Like it, because we have like a little Discord where we all yap and get prepared for the pod. And you guys were talking about the spoilers, and Colin, I didn't even see that you like had added me yet. So I went to the Reddit and I oh my god, I sat there and I was like, no fuck. I was on a call with Jake and I was like, no fucking way. And he was like, what's going on? And I'm like, no way. And I burst into laughter. At what was data mined and how people were reacting to this. Because okay.
Can I give our audience a an idea, if they don't go on Reddit, kind of how the subreddit is handling this?
Oh boy.
Yes, but we should also clarify that these kinds of data leaks have happened reliably before, so this is not
RGG,
my uncle works at Nintendo.
Yes.
He said this is going to happen. This is RGG Studios is still making the mistake of having everything in their demo
They love
like from the main game. Yes. So Colin, you go for it.
I was gonna say, so I'd say the best, quickest way to let everybody know how things are going at the RGG subreddit is that Biden meme where he's just like, it was like 15 9/11s. That is what you can assume is going on over there. It's so funny. It is a total meltdown of people being like, oh my god, looks at the sign. Why are we at Shitburger?
What I also love is that, so we're just going to get the spoiler away. Mine lives in Kiwami 3.
Yes.
That's one of the bigger spoilers.
In the worst way possible.
So the way it has,
Oh, yes.
so the way people found out.
But I want to say that there was this one post on Reddit that was like, if Mine lives, I'm done with Yakuza for forever. And it was like 8 hours before the leak happened. And people in the thread were like, well, how does it feel, buddy?
So the way it happened is RGG Studio has this really consistent issue where their demos have way more of the games, like the actual games, like files in them than there probably should be. People speculate it might be because of the way that they build the game, that they literally cannot put out a demo without leaving all that stuff in, because otherwise everything would just break. If anyone's ever tried to mod a Like a Dragon game outside of doing like a texture replacement, they would probably have a better idea of like how big of a house of cards the entire structure of those games are. But as a result, people can just data mine those games to do all sorts of things. For Infinite Wealth, somebody data mined the demo and figured out that if you change a couple things here and there, you can literally just have access to all of Hawaii in the demo, and stuff like that. So somebody just did that with Kiwami 3. Not only did they find a bunch of other stuff, but they just found all the cutscenes, I think, and like the entire like text file for the script or something like that. Something to that effect. And then
they found the entire text file for the entire script, which
Yeah.
included the ending and post cutscene.
Yes.
Like ending.
And they
I'm
and
just a man who changed his name.
and at
lost his
first
name.
Shut the fuck up.
at first I was laughing because I was like, this is so dumb. I can't believe this if this is true. But then as people started finding out, other people started to like do the due diligence of confirming these things, and they did. So this is pretty much like, yes, this is real. The end of Yakuza Kiwami 3 edits the original ending so that Mine lives instead of
Among other
dying.
things.
Now, does he actually just fall in a bush, or
Yes.
is that like shit posting?
He hits
'Cause
a
that's
bush
what
and
it
it
would
breaks his fall.
suggest. Yes.
He hits a bush
Like,
and it breaks
Wait,
his
what?
fall.
So,
I thought he hit the ground.
well, see, that's the thing. There is a certain level where, like, there's a chance we might get a couple details wrong, that we have the leaks, but, like, you know, we're not going to say 100% certain, but we're like 98% certain of the
Yeah.
really
I
bad
also
shit
wanna-
in this.
I also want to say these leaks are also verifiable because I think you guys remember that there was somebody on the Reddit that would verifiably leak the entire game
Yes.
based on those files.
Yes.
That was on Twitter, and I think quote retweeted something and was like, "I bet you all feel stupid now" or something, whatever, right? Like, or funniest company ever is what they said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, again, like I just want to really push that this is like, some of you are going to be listening to this and be like, no, there's no fucking way this is real. There's no fucking way this is real. Unfortunately, this has been Ryuga Gotoku Studios like MO, is like ruining anything that Nagoshi has had his hands on after Nagoshi has left.
It
Or like
is
anything. Yeah.
we could have seen it from a mile away. If you were
Mhm.
if you are privy to the changes made in Yakuza 0 director's cut, you would know that this is why people were afraid. And it's because of that. It's because Yakuza 0 director's cut, Infinite Wealth, basically any game after 7 has this weird obsession with telling people, no, your favorite character didn't die, actually. Nobody actually died. None of these characters died. They're all alive, see? And in 7, it was funny for like one character to be alive, you know?
Kashiwagi, right?
Or 2 of them to be alive. It was 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and that
Yeah.
would have been funny and that would have been cute. But they started rolling with it because it was popular that Kashiwagi was still alive. And now we have this situation where now, and I'll just give you like the biggest problem with this change. Yakuza 4,
Is it the Hamazaki stuff?
Yakuza 4 is not canon if you are to follow the Kiwami storylines now.
Oh yeah, because of Hamazaki, right?
Yeah, you're right,
Hamazaki
yeah.
does not stab Kiryu at the end of Yakuza 3 Kiwami. So he never goes to prison. So he never meets Saejima. So Saejima never breaks out with the help of Hamazaki. Hamazaki never gets out of prison long enough to tell Kiryu about the Tojo being in danger, which is the whole reason Kiryu is even doing anything in Yakuza 4. Saejima doesn't have like the scenes where he has like the moment where he's like establishing his character, because the entire prison break sort of tells you what kind of person he is. So not only does this make the original 4 not canon, it also gives them an excuse to make a Yakuza Kiwami 4. So not only are they editing Nagoshi's decisions or changing the story while Nagoshi was there, it's very clear to me now that this is like the world's most embarrassing crash out of like, the guy I used to work for is no longer here, so now I'm going to redo every game we made together to match the way that I would have done it. This is Yakuza Kiwami The Origin.
This is so
Yeah.
fucking bad. I can't, like, okay. I'm gonna be real. Everyone knows that I love Mine. I love gay people. I'm gay
Mm.
myself. Do I think he should have stayed dead? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Do I think it's hilarious that he's alive? Yes. I think they could have ran with that if they didn't do the Hamazaki change, because the Hamazaki change, like you said, makes Yakuza 4 completely like it's not canon anymore. Like we can just go ahead and say what happens, right? So like Mine falls out of the bush, he lives, he ends up stopping Hamazaki from stabbing Kiryu, and he's like, join the Daidoji with me because I'm a man. I'm no longer Yoshitaka Mine. I'm just a man who erased his name.
Yes. So somebody was speculating on the Reddit, and I did not check the Reddit. Somebody told me this who was looking at the Reddit, that they suspect that all the villains, if you've been keeping track, all the villains of the Yakuza series have been joining the Daidoji. And the man who erased his name, they start kidnapping the bad guys in that to make them join the Daidoji, which I don't know how it's going to work because they can just say no to doing that, but whatever.
Maybe some like Avengers of Yakuza villains.
Yes, they're building
Yeah,
up.
someone said
have-
Nishi's gonna show up.
I was gonna
someone
say,
said
what's the
Nishi's gonna show
over
up and
under
be
that
the leader of the
Nishi's
dojo.
still alive, man?
GC, the script says they
He's
have to
definitely
join
alive.
the Daidoji, so they do it.
Yes.
That's all. Like
Yes.
that's Yakuza
Did-
writing. The script
Yes.
Okay,
needs
but
this
did-
character to do something, and he goes,
Okay, but
I
did
see."
you also see that people are speculating that the guy that dies in the man who erased his name with the glasses is Mine?
Hmm.
I didn't see that.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
That like you survive a fall like that, and then you just get shot.
And infinite
Yeah,
wealth,
I mean,
where you
that's
just get
Yakuza.
unceremoniously killed.
Yeah.
Except we never
Yeah.
confirmed
But then-
that he's dead, so it's going to be a big reveal that he's actually alive and that he's actually the guy from
Exactly.
Yakuza 5 that he has the same voice actor with. The fuck me, I guess. Yeah, this is
just
love-
ass.
I love.
I think
the
Nishi's
edits.
gonna show up.
I think
he's
so.
gonna be the head of the Daidoji.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think,
then
and I'm
Kiryu's
gonna hate
be
it.
Or
like,
maybe
I
it'll
can't
be
do it,
maybe it'll be
Ichiban.
Kazuma.
It'll just
Yeah,
be Kazuma.
no. Somebody was like, Kazuma didn't die. He was his twin.
Uh-huh.
He was his twin Joji from Yakuza 3. Like, everyone's making up the wildest theories now, but they could all be true. That's the problem.
Because now there's no.
We've
They-
jumped 5 sharks.
I need people to understand that the Yakuza series is not the goofy series that you think it is. Sometimes the writing is kind of like,
It can
like
be a bit silly.
bizarre. Like
Yeah.
like sometimes the
Mhm.
plots are incredibly like bizarrely intricate and like don't really make a whole lot of sense.
Contrived.
But yes, but they're not goofy. You
They're not
understand? Like
dumb.
they're not like there to be comedic, and also like they still have the wherewithal to go, no, a character dies and they stay dead. We are a game that exists in the real world where real things happen to real people, right? Like that's their idea. And they play tongue in cheek with like goofs and gags and like the sub stories and stuff, but that has never bled into the main scenario. But now there's no rules to anything. There's no like, okay, so if somebody dies, number one, if somebody dies, you don't care anymore because like, oh, he's just
Yeah.
gonna come back. Nobody dies in this series, right? So stakes are gone.
Mhm.
Stakes are gone. Dead people don't like Yumi could still be alive. Yumi could still be
She
alive.
probably is. She probably is.
You know, Reina could no, they're women, so they're probably still
Yeah,
dead.
exactly. You have to understand, cause
Oh, yeah. Okay,
the-
never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, no, they would never want to like revisit Yumi because she's a girl, and if she did show up, she would
Yeah.
speak for 5 minutes to be like, "I really miss all the men in my life." Oh,
They'll never
geez,
bring
I'm
back
so-
Mirai Park. They'll never bring back Yumi or Reina. Those characters are dead forever because they're women.
Do you think Kiryu's finally gonna fuck though?
No,
No. I think
Okay, well,
I think in my Pirate Yakuza video, I made a point to say that this game feels like it was made by people who are declaring this series finished.
well, okay, so I ask that because, sorry guys, spoilers obviously, but there are conversations with characters that are like, Kiryu actually hasn't changed at all. He's just pretending to love these children, but he's actually violent and a wild animal behind it all. He doesn't actually care. And I'm just like,
it's not true.
okay.
That's not true. That's never been true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
but now it is true.
Well,
Even
yeah.
in Yakuza 1, the entire reason he doesn't people forget that in Yakuza 1, Kiryu stops those kids from hurting the dog. And he could have easily just walked past it and brushed it off because he was pissed off about something else. But that act pissed him off because at his heart, Kiryu is genuinely a good person, and it upsets him that there's injustice.
But consider, Yokoyama is now in charge of everything, and if this is what Yokoyama wants out of the character, this is what's going to happen.
But that's the problem with Yokoyama as a writer and as a guy leading this thing, is that he doesn't care about consistency. He doesn't care about continuity. He doesn't care about characters being sort of consistent enough that the readers understand, like, this is who this character is, this is how they're going to act, and then like do the reader thing of, oh, I'm following this person along and I'm learning about them and what they do and how they do stuff. So like when you write characters, they need to be consistent, because otherwise, you know, nobody knows how to like connect with the characters on screen.
Hey GC, what would you call this change to Kiryu's character?
Flanderization.
Inconsistency.
Yes, also inconsistency. Like, it's just like, this is the, like, these changes that they're doing in Kiwami 3 are so obviously just like,
It's a tantrum.
It's a tantrum, and also just like an insistence that like there needs to be a Marvel's Endgame-esque moment in the Yakuza franchise, even though we've had those multiple times in this series. At least in Yakuza 4 and 5, we've had the Avengers, like, especially in Yakuza 4. I mean, Jesus Christ. But they don't, this is no longer about like respect for the craft of like art. Like that. I want people to understand that Yakuza used to be a series that, as goofy as it got, as silly, as like convoluted as its plots, as poorly written, if you want to say it that way, they were trying to make art. They were trying to tell a compelling story with like themes of rehabilitation, like commentary on the criminal justice system, commentary on like how ex-felons are viewed in Japanese society. Like, they had a point to be making, right? And they were salient points. They were cool points. Like yeah, like there was something there that is just gone after Nagoshi has left. And it's not to say that the people making these games are incapable of doing it. It's that under Nagoshi's leadership, Nagoshi had an understanding of like how a story is told, and would like encourage the people that worked for him and worked with him to think about what they were making along those lines. And it seems like with Yokoyama, there is no communication. There is no encouragement to do something deeper and more meaningful. It's literally just rule of cool. But like, if the person defining the rule of cool was the lamest fucking guy you've ever met. And like,
so, okay.
Yeah.
The thing with the original Yakuza series, have you seen the High and Low movies and like Dead or Alive?
I haven't seen Dead or Alive, but I have it. I want to watch it.
High and Low.
No, I haven't.
But you've seen High and Low. Okay, so if you watch either of those movies, then you'll understand that Yakuza is just aping off of like
Takeshi
the
Miike
Yakuza
movies.
films, Takeshi Miike movies, and like like they're but they don't pretend to be more than what they are, right?
Yes.
Like it's not going to be outrage, even though outrage does have a lot in common with specific Yakuza like games, right? Like Nagoshi is deeply inspired by what he wanted to do, and I like by what he wants to do and what he enjoys, to the point that, you know, if you do like Yakuza, you know, movies, dramas, whatever, you feel very at home playing those games. Like, I always say that they're playable Yakuza films or crime dramas.
Yeah.
Right?
They're very good crime dramas.
Yes. So even if there is that sort of like weird absurdity, you know, just the general Japanese absurdity, like Gintama, right?
Yeah.
Like, in those games, they are not at the forefront of it, which unfortunately became a huge part of the games, I think, after they became very popular in the West, which I think is interesting because they say that they don't, you know, create these games or market these games for the West, even though their largest demographic is in the West, because after they got rid of Kiryu, quotation marks, they didn't, the games just did not sell well in Japan anymore. Like, that is, everyone can look that up. That's fact. That Yakuza 7 sold like ass in Japan.
How many
Um,
copies did Yakuza 6 sell again? Like, I thought that was like an
it
actually
sold
huge launch.
it was a huge launch. They
Yeah.
sold almost 1 million copies in 5 days.
Okay.
And
I
Yakuza
remember
7 sold 500,000 copies in 7 months in Japan.
Mhm.
Like
And I
over a
remember
course of
like
7 months.
that people were trying to be like, "Oh, Infinite Wealth sold 1 million copies worldwide." It's just like I feel like those numbers are going down just a little bit.
So the series has sold more than it's ever sold,
Okay.
but the North American and European audience accounts for like 75% of those sales.
Yeah.
Like
Like
people
I
in
do.
Japan don't care about these games anymore.
Mhm.
I think talking about
Um,
that like rule of cool idea extends to a lot of other elements of the games too. Like, have you
mhm.
seen the new heat action in Kiwami 3 where you grab like a pineapple,
I yeah,
you put
It's
it
I
on
so
kind
a
of like
dude's
stupid.
that.
head, and then you
It's
goose
not
it?
even cool though. That's the thing. Like that is raw Japanese absurdity. Like
Yeah,
that's not
it's just
even like
goofy
cool.
for the
Yeah.
sake of it. It's like I
Yeah, it's
compare that
I
to
don't know.
like posted about this recently on Blue Sky of like I remember in Yakuza 6 there's a heat action where if you fight someone in a convenience store, you can throw the guy's head into the microwave and tell the clerk heat that up.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
he
like
says heat this trash up. It's
yeah,
great.
it's a great
Yeah,
little
it's so
moment.
good.
Yeah, that's like contextual.
It's creative.
And that the stupid pineapple one is just like it's
Look,
just quirky to be quirky.
It's also the
you're
like
right.
what is it, Okinawan fighting style where you have like a
Oh,
sword
that's
and a
really
shield for
bad.
some reason.
Yeah.
Now I will say, I was just glad they made a new heat move. That's how low the fucking bar
yeah,
is.
yeah, right.
Wait, has the quality really okay? Because I'll be honest, I have completely like my
Oh,
memory of these games because I don't care about them anymore
uh-huh.
is gone. Like that's what happens, right? I stop caring about it, and then I
Yeah,
forget everything about it, bar some like really dumb
yeah.
things that might have happened. But has the quality really slipped that far?
Kazuma, one of the reasons I like Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii so much is that a ton of those heat moves are brand new.
Oh,
And that was a monumental moment for modern action Yakuza because Kiwami 2 waters everything down. I mean, it started with Yakuza 6, but Kiwami 2 waters everything down. Man Who Erased His Name. I wouldn't even call those heat actions because they're so like easy to pull off and so like boring to look at.
uh-huh.
Like, yeah,
Oh no,
it's just
I do remember Kiwami 2 taking a lot of the heat actions from 6. I remember being
yeah,
pretty
it sucks.
disappointed in that because like it didn't have a lot either. And
That's a
from
bad
what I've
game.
heard, by the way, is that Dark Ties, Mine's fight styles
It's
are
not
literally
boxing.
just ripped from Judgment.
It's not boxing.
Yeah, and the thing is, okay, so like, okay, everyone has heard me probably talk about this before with Mine having boxing as his fighting style and all of these things. I don't know if this was intentional or not. I feel like it was because it's sort of like pointing to him being the narc, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like the
Yes.
Gatorade thing, him being a boxer.
He's corporate.
It's all of these. Yeah, it's corporate and it's all very American, right?
Yes.
Things that are quintessentially American. So it's like,
He's
who's
a
the
traitor.
narc?
Yeah.
Yes. Who's the narc? Oh, it's who could it be? Looks at Mine. Who could it be?
Yeah.
But it's like those small things, right? So I think it's really weird that he has this fighting style that feels really acrobatic that I guess is apparently just ripped from Judgment.
Yep.
And a fighting style that just isn't boxing. Like he's the guy who hit Konda so hard in the stomach that he just fucking keeled over. Like not died, but he fell over
Yeah.
and shit, you know, like where is that power in
Want to
that
know
fighting
something even
style?
worse?
Oh god.
Lost Judgment has a boxing style.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Ugh.
Lost Judgment, if you buy like the DLC that lets you take the boxing style out of the mini game, there is a it's not like super robust, but they already had a working boxing rig for a boxing style to give Mine, and they didn't. Because they don't care. Because they don't care. They don't care. They do not care about.
I don't think they remember their own characters. That's the thing.
Yeah, and like I want to like my frustration is not that this game is bad so much as that my frustration is that it is incredible the lack of respect that modern RGG post Nagoshi RGG Studio has for Nagoshi era RGG Studio, it is disrespect towards the people who left. It is disrespect towards yourselves because you worked on those games and those games are phenomenal. And to turn around and go, oh, actually, this major plot decision, this was actually like stupid. We're gonna undo that. And you're just like I have like a problem with that simply because like the identity of the series, the artistic integrity of the series is like being tarnished and ruined. And it's like you're turning a series that people used to ask people to play because it had like some really compelling shit in it. Like you're turning this series that gained its popularity off of word of mouth in the States. Word of mouth, people trying really hard to convince people, no, it's not GTA. No, it's not like bargain bin, like shitty whatever. Like, yeah, it's made by the guy that did this and that. Like, that's how it got popular here. And people played it and were like actually like invested in like the story of the characters and like what these games were about. And like, you're just undoing all that because now it's like literally everything that has happened in these games doesn't matter. What you're telling me is that
nothing is sacred.
Nothing is sacred. You don't care about the power of climactic moments and resolutions. Like, how can I get invested if everything you do in one game can just be undoed in the next? That's my problem.
The same problem that The Walking Dead had later on, where they just kept bringing people back and undoing these big plot points.
And it's like, imagine if in Game of Thrones, people that had their heads caved in came back miraculously, you know, like all the time, that. Like every time.
I don't.
Right. Because if a character dies and you bring one of them back to life, you know.
Oh my God. No, this is the Marvel Comics problem, right? This is the problem Marvel Comics had in the 90s where like nobody stayed dead.
They do think they're Marvel. Look at the intro to the games now. They think they're they think they're the Avengers.
They have the fucking MCU little like intro thing. God.
Yes, that's why people are speculating. Oh, they're just trying to do like an Avengers moment with the series, but it doesn't have those legs
to do that because they even admit, and people got mad at this, but I do think they've been doing this since the beginning. That idea of they make every Yakuza game as if it's the last one.
Bullshit.
Like, no, they do. Like fucking
not anymore.
No, but I'm saying they used to do that. Yeah. Now, not anymore.
But yeah, and you're right. Like, but that used to be good.
Like, yes, but I'm saying like this is not the series where you can have one grand mega antagonist like that because you can't set that up properly. I guess they're trying to do that now.
And they also set it up poorly to begin with. They set it up poorly to begin with because when Nagoshi greenlit the idea and when who worked with the idea of the Daidoji, first of all, Yakuza 6 is just a big piece of propaganda, so let's just throw that whole fucking game out the window. But if we're not going to, and we're going to actually like care about Yakuza 6 as a pivotal moment in the series, like the Daidoji were not intended to outlast that game. Yeah, because Kiryu was supposed to be gone forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like most Yakuza games, they were the one-shot villains.
Yes. Yeah. And like to just bring
like
them
3 gay people, you know? Sorry.
So now they brought back the Daidoji because they brought back Kiryu, and now you have this complicated thing with Kiryu. And instead of just dropping the Daidoji, the fucking writers on this series now feel the need to like explain themselves out of a plot hole where previously plot holes were just ignored.
Yeah, like they don't have to do that. Like things happen in Yakuza and then they move on. We could just never hear from the Daidoji ever again, and that would just be fine.
People, you know what it is?
People literally make the joke. They ran
out of like ideas for antagonists.
Well, because they're recycling everything. I don't know if you've noticed.
Well, yeah.
But like everything after 7 is just recycled enemies, recycled villains, recycled storylines, because Yokoyama does not seem to have like a new idea, and Tsuyoshi Furuta clearly is not either in control enough to have a new idea or is just doing whatever Yokoyama asks him to do. Because like if you look at the way, like I cannot stress this enough, Pirate Yakuza is literally written by people at that studio and is literally worked on by people at that studio who were painstakingly trying to tell the audience that the series no longer exists. Like that game ends on such a conclusive note of like, hey, to us, this is the end. This is it. It's over. Like that game ends on such a fucking like, it's a little open-ended, but it's largely open-ended for the purpose of urging people to go do literally anything else but play Yakuza. Like I cannot I cannot stress that enough. And Kiwami 3 is such a like proof of that, because it is so like just like everything I've seen of it, it just seems so low effort. It seems so uncaring. And like Yokoyama, they're not even nothing makes sense about the way that man plans his things. He says that he makes every game to be open and shut, right? Every game is the last one, right? But then in the same breath, he's like, oh, also, I don't know what happens to Ichiban. It's like, what are you talking about? If you make every game like it's the last one, then surely you would, as a writer, you would be writing the story in such a way that gives closure to those characters because it's the last one. If that is your perspective, then there would be no open-ended things. There would be no lack of closure for certain characters, at least not intentionally, right? Like, this is so fucking it just screams to me. The more interviews I read about this shit, the more stuff that I look into this shit, like it just screams to me that he is the man in charge is either so controlling and so like insistent on doing it his way that like you don't get anybody else's input on this, and so the series is crumbling before your eyes, or nobody gives a fuck anymore. They just don't care about this series anymore. They don't care about doing this anymore. It would not surprise me if Stranger Than Heaven is a marked jump in quality, if only because for Yokoyama, it would be his baby, and it would be something that he had full control over from the start. But don't expect that to be any different. Fully expect them to try to tie that back into the Yakuza games. Yeah. Yeah.
Do we know that Yokoyama's writing that? They confirm that?
Yeah.
That's his baby.
Because this is really stupid. This is how you figure out who's on the game, is every title card for Stranger of Heaven that flashes at the end, it shows you a key member of the cast. You have to freeze frame every single Stranger Than Heaven title card to see who's on the game. And I did that. I did that because I'm insane.
Yeah. Also, the way it works is Yokoyama writes he does like the main scenario like treatment.
Yeah.
And then usually, from what I understand, Tsuyoshi Furuta then works on writing scenes for it. So he writes the script, like the dialogue, but Yokoyama decides what happens in the story and when. And
he's the scenario writer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can rest assured that that's probably the dynamic. I don't know who's writing on Stranger Than Heaven, but I know he is fundamentally involved, and he's probably writing the scenario.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I can't wait for Magical Biracials. This is going to be so awesome. Soon I'll have incredible power granted to me through this game.
I get a sense of disinterest from the games like that are clearly existing to pad out time before Stranger of Heaven or whatever the fuck it's called. And you just like, okay, am I the only one who's actually played the demo for Kiwami 3?
Yes, you probably
I played it.
Yes, because when I found out that, nobody needs to play Kiwami 3 for the Mine storyline, because it's literally the Ryuga Gotoku Online Mine storyline. Just look up a translation. When I found that out,
recycling it.
Like, yeah, I was like, wait a second, this is the same fucking thing. I was like, even if the boycott wasn't going on, right? We could talk about the boycott as well. I think people need to be refamiliarized with that. I wouldn't buy it because it's just like, okay, so you're giving me a story that I experienced for free in a mobile game, and you're just sticking this in here, and also putting Mini in the worst outfit I've ever seen. And I don't think he would wear that. He wears fucking Givenchy. Like I've ever seen in my life. And it's just sort of like, okay, I guess we're just going to be getting Ryuga Gotoku Online stories as paid DLC forever at this point.
So
like, yeah.
Kiwami 3 feels shockingly low effort. I don't know if you agree, Hayes.
I do, yeah. Even like the combat system.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people joke that like Yakuza 3 is back because it's the same as all the enemies just block all the time.
The one thing they needed to fix and they didn't fucking
I know,
do it.
yes. The one thing that
Wait,
everyone
what? The
would
blocking?
agree.
Yakuza 3 is famous for enemies being way too
No,
defensive.
I know. I know.
Yeah, they didn't change
fix
it.
that?
No, they didn't. That's still like exactly what it is.
Cullen, what is
Yeah.
your impressions of the demo?
So, I actually decided to boot up the demo again just to like, have it be fresh while we're like chatting about it.
Mhm.
I am shocked. It feels like a massive overcorrection. All of the whole like weight and realism of the fighting system of a Dragon Engine game, which, like it or not, that is the appeal of modern Yakuza, is gone. And it feels like arcadey, but it doesn't work. Like Kiryu is like fucking flash stepping around like the streets of Okinawa as he like jumps from enemy to enemy. It feels weird.
It feels like they're probably building off of Pirate Yakuza's moveset, where Majima's jumping around everywhere.
I've heard I don't know if they said that Mine was pulled from Gaiden or like Kiryu's style in Gaiden, but like it's really strange. Also, it looks like garbage. It like we've all seen the screenshot of the bugged lighting. I'm shocked. I'm really sad. Because when they announced this, I went, "Oh, I love Kiwami games. They're awful. I can't wait. I'm gonna get this day one and eat my horrible garbage because I love how every Kiwami game is worse than the last." And if in a vacuum, playing this demo would have like completely like made me go hit that pre-order button because this is worse than the last one. Down to them apparently even like cutting like half the sub stories.
I wonder which ones they cut.
Yeah. Well, apparently they
there's a very important sub story.
I saw that they cut all the like flashes of inspiration.
Yeah, no revelations.
Which sucks because those were phenomenal.
They're iconic.
Yeah.
But like we could use this to talk about the boycott, but like because like of the situation around this, hell no, I'm not fucking buying this. Like
no.
My plan is I'm going to wait for a key card to be up on eBay used or something and then get it that way if I'm like really curious, because again, I love my yummy garbage, but Kagawa, no, Sega, you're not getting my money for this, especially when it's really bad.
So here's the thing with the boycott too, right? So again, I'll let GC talk about it because it's probably fresher in GC's mind than mine, because I know what this guy like did and everything. Basically, he like
it's my job to be on top of it.
Banned. Exactly. Me, guys, when eventually I can talk about things about what's going on in my life, we'll talk about that on an episode. But everyone wanted this guy removed from the game, but because of the way Kiwami 3 ends, Ryuga Gotoku will have a serial like abuser in their games going forward with no consideration to what the series like was before, the kind of morals the game tried to preach about. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. They don't give a shit. Because abusing women, like beating them, sexually assaulting them, doesn't fucking matter to this team. They don't care. Yes. Right? Because it's not as a highly punishable offense as, for example, snorting cocaine. Shout out to you, Olaf Frozen. Your career's fucking dead. The Japanese voice, Pierre Taki, sorry. Most of these guys are Disney voice actors too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like it is again the double standard of you do drugs, get out of here. Oh, you assault women, you can stay. But even then, it's like this is extremely poor form, and we can probably expect to see this going forward because there has been no comment about it whatsoever. And they refuse to comment about it, even though there's such like a huge outcry, even among the Japanese audience. From what I remember, even the Japanese audience was like kind of like, what the fuck about this? So all audiences care about it. So GC, have at it.
Right. So during an RGG summit, when they announced Yakuza 3 Kiwami, they played a trailer of the remake. and it featured a bunch of recasted characters, right? Couple other people were recast. Rikia was recast. The old man that Rikia works for was recast, and Hamazaki was recast. And the person playing Hamazaki, I forget his first name, but his family name is Kagawa. And the thing about Kagawa is that I think it was maybe in 2022 that this came out. He had been accused of sexually assaulting I don't remember if it was a hostess club. We'll just say a nightlife worker, like a person that works in like the nightlife of a prefecture in Japan, right? After those allegations came out, news publications, whatever, they did the reporting job, right? And people were going around saying, yeah, he's actually a known entity in the area where his behavior is like really fucked up, but nobody says anything because he is a very prolific actor. He admitted to doing those things. This is important. He admitted to doing those things in a public apology, but instead of apologizing to the victims, and this is why a lot of people are upset, he apologized to his fans for the inconvenience that the scandal caused for them. Which I don't know if anybody listening is well versed in passive aggression and cattiness and pettiness, but like when you do something wrong and you apologize to the third parties that find out about it and not to the person you've wronged, that's like omega like levels of like, I'm an asshole. Anyway.
Okay, so I'll actually jump in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Usually these kinds of actors and performers do need to apologize for the inconvenience it causes their fans. But he was also expected to apologize for his behavior towards the victims.
Yes.
So he only did one of those things. He did do both of them.
Sorry, you're right. That is the important part. The important part is that he never directly apologized to who he wronged.
Yes, because with Japanese celebrities, and this goes to like voice actors and singers and stuff, whenever they make a mistake, they always need to apologize to their fans, because effectively, like when you join the Japanese entertainment industry, your body and your personal life is no longer your own. I need people to really understand that.
You represent the country now.
Yes. Also, I'll use this as an example too. Ryuji's voice actor basically asked permission from his fans to get married.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I hope you guys approve of this, but I'm going to be getting married. Sorry for any inconvenience this is going to cause you guys. And I'm like, you're not even a high-level voice actor, and you're fucking asking your fans to be supportive of your marriage. But yeah, like, so these kinds of inconveniences, even if it's like the most minor thing, for example, like getting married or being seen with someone, usually happen. But yeah, he was expected to also be like, I want to apologize for, apologize to the women that I assaulted, and also to the establishment that I disrupted, because he's banned from like a host club, right?
He is banned from multiple places according to reports. Yeah. Like in that area, he cannot go. They will not let him in. So that came out in 2022. Nothing came about it. He never worked, as I understand it. He never tried to make amends. He never tried to when you are held accountable for something in the public eye, something that you have to do in order to prove to people that you are remorseful is you have to do something to show that you know better and admit that you were wrong and like work towards being better, at least in the public eye. He didn't do any of that. Instead, he continued to get cast in a bunch of stuff. His career has never really wavered. He's been in a ton of things, and other companies have actually gotten flack for hiring him to do things during this time. So this is yet another company. So RGG Studio hires him to play Kiwami 3. And of course, even now, he hadn't done anything to improve. He hasn't shown remorse. He's never officially like apologized to the victims that he's harmed. So nobody was happy about this. And people were like, hey, you should recast this guy. Here's a list of all the people you've recast for I won't less. We can say much less, but in their view, in their eyes, it won't be much less. But here are things that you've recasted people for: drug abuse, you've recasted people because you just didn't like working with them, for example. There's a long list of recasted people in the Yakuza games, right? So why not this one? You did it for the guy in Judgment, and hey, guess what? The new guy you got in place, no shade to the original guy, but I like the new guy more. Like, okay.
It's also so interesting. Like they did that with like less than a month.
Yeah, and
like in less than a month.
It was a patch. It came through as a patch, right? So like,
yeah.
So like,
oh yeah, no, because they had to pull the game had already come out. They had to pull it from shelves and then re-release it. And if you had that copy, then you had the version with that guy until they rolled out the patch. Sorry,
yes.
My memory of this is so bad.
No, yeah,
it was just before the Western release.
Yeah. So they did it a month before the game came out. So people even said you even have more time. Like you have more time than the last time you did this, and you've proven that you can do this and actually do this pretty efficiently from the looks of it, right? And they came out, and an RGG student, Yokoyama, came out and made a statement, and he said something to the effect, he said something fucking bizarre, which is, we don't, I believe it was something to the effect of like, we don't make decisions based on politics or current events or what's going on in the world. We're not a political studio like that. Which, if you've ever cracked open a single Yakuza game, you would know that's a fucking lie.
That's pretty untrue.
Yeah. No,
that's a fucking lie. Every fucking sub story you make is based on a real fucking story from Japan. Like you literally write your shit from the headlines. Like that is your series.
Literally, Yakuza 3 is literally about like pushing people off of their land in Okinawa to build another fucking base.
Yes. Like this is so blatantly, you are so blatantly political. But then in the same sentence,
you even talk to the fucking prime minister in that game.
But in the same sentence, and this is why I think Yokoyama's a fucking hack, because he doesn't actually know what the fuck he's saying. He's just saying shit to appease people, and people who don't think 2 seconds about what he's saying just go, oh yes, of course. He says, we're not a political whatever. And then he says, we don't make decisions based on those things. And then he says, we've also haven't done any investigation into what's being said about Kagawa. So in the same breath of being like, no, we're above that, we're also ignorant. We fully admit that we are ignorant and we're not going to do anything about it. And it's just like you're
a liar.
Like Sora Kingdom Hearts, you're stupid .mp3. Like
stupid.
Like you are not. This is absurd. This is an absurd thing to defend. Not from personally speaking. This is not me making any accusations. My personal opinion of Yokoyama is that he's somewhat of a fucking misogynist, based on real guest appearances I've watched him do for Japanese like internet shows, and I think maybe a TV show, where he literally like is going through Yakuza 0 with the hosts, and then an unconventional looking woman shows up and he says Busuda, and it's just like an insult towards ugly women. Like it's just a thing you say to ugly women. Like it's just a pejorative for that. And there's like if you go looking, there's a very good timeline, in my opinion, of Yokoyama being a pig-headed asshole. And that's my opinion. I'm not making any allegations, and they're solely my opinion. But like him defending this is such a proof positive of the things the detractors of this series have been saying since like Yakuza 3 or 4, where it's like, this series fucking hates women. This series fucking hates minorities. This series...
I can't imagine not thinking that when you've played like Yakuza 5, like straight up.
Do you think that fans of Yakuza like understand Yakuza?
No, I think fans of Yakuza like those things. I think a non-zero amount.
I actually don't think that, because I want to give people more grace, right?
I think they're not paying attention.
Yes, I think it's, and this has happened to me pretty recently when I've been talking about the Yakuza series with like other friends, is that they're like, oh, this is awesome. And I'm like, actually, that's really racist. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's really racist, actually. And it's because of, like the relationship between Japan and Korea or Japan and China. Like these are
Jungi
things that
Han is
are,
a
like,
caricature.
Yes.
Your
And-
soft uwu boy that you all love so much, he was literally written by a Japanese guy to forgive the Japanese for the things they did to Korea.
Yes. Because they've had these secret Korean plots, right? And I guess, like, if you don't really know about things, which I'm not going to fault people for not knowing, because when they find out, then they're like, holy shit, this is fucking racist. And they just sort of understand the trajectory of the series regarding its portrayal of minorities or, like, women going forward. Like, you have to think, okay, most people actually do not play past Yakuza 2 because they don't have a Kiwami title. Most people I know haven't touched 3, haven't touched 4, haven't touched 5. They do 0, 1, 0 Kiwami, Kiwami 2, 6, 7, Man Who Erased His Name, and 8. I'm not kidding. They will not play 3, 4, and 5 because there are no Kiwami titles. And in those titles, specifically like 4 and 5, there are a lot of things in that that are deeply sexist. You know, Akiyama, his secretary losing weight, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Because
sexist. Oh, yeah.
she's fat and unattractive. And then 5 as well, regarding Majima beating his wife when she was pregnant,
Yeah.
when she was a minor, right? Most people don't know that about that character because the only version of that character they're seeing is the one that's basically, in my opinion, been completely rewritten.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Zero, like,
Yeah.
after Zero onwards, like,
He's a different character.
he's just a different guy. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's because they were like, oh, they really liked this like younger version of Majima. This is Majima now.
And importantly, to go back to the series, like forgetting certain things because they realize it kind of sucks and they're just moving on. Majima hitting Mirai Park is largely like ignored by the series. Either you could say it's because they don't care, they don't think that's like an actual thing that needs to be addressed, but also you could see it as, oh, that was a bad idea. We shouldn't have done that to that character. We should just pretend it never fucking happened.
Well, it didn't make him any less popular, and the fandom does, by large, choose to ignore it.
Yeah,
Like straight up. Like,
I mean, we also
I
ignored that
remember, like,
Kiryu killed
yeah.
the guy in Yakuza 1. So
well, I mean,
He would never do that.
he basically kills people all the time. Like, we just choose to ignore it in terms of like the actions you can do in game. Like fucking sticking a guy's head in a microwave, that guy's fucking dead. That guy's
No,
brains
that
exploded
won't
inside
work.
of his skull, you know? Like
No,
things
he
like that.
landed
But
on
like,
a trampoline and he bounced back up off to the roof.
the guy that
Exactly.
Kiryu paralyzes from the neck down by like suplexing him onto like a bike rail.
yeah.
That's not Kiryu's fault. That guy bled out. That's his fault. He should have gone to the hospital.
Exactly. It's the Batman logic, right? But
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, again, I'm going to give the fans a little more grace because you do have a lot of people hopping into this series that are not aware regarding the contextual history with Japan across like other Asian nations or
Mhm.
just how this stuff manifests, right? Because it is, in the end, Orientalism with the way people in the West treat this series. Like, people that just like fall in love with these characters or the idea of these characters, and then they just don't want to acknowledge shit. Like, I think some of the greatest offenders are unfortunately like people in the fandom that do a lot of shipping because they just completely ignore a lot of shit just because they like their boys together. And I'm a gay person, okay? Like, I understand the appeal of like, you know, the inherent homoeroticism of the male bond. I also just like rewatched Top Gun this week and I'm like,
Yeah.
that is the fucking gayest straight movie ever. But like, yeah, I don't want to say that these people enjoy that. I just want to say that they either look the other way or they just don't know.
I don't think the entire fandom does, but I have literally been in direct contact with more
Oh.
than a few people from the fandom who
Oh,
100% feel as though the things that this series does are good things. Actually, the things that you could criticize the series for are things that should be done more, and that are things that are like justified.
I
That's
hate
my
that shit. 'Cause again,
experience,
like,
unfortunately.
yeah.
But yeah,
and ultimately, like, in the end, it does go back to Orientalism. It does go back to the way people
it's a
view
different
Japanese media
culture,
and
bro.
Japanese-
You know, like Japanese
Exactly.
You
people,
can't set
like,
it to your standards.
you know, it's a different
Yeah.
world, man. It's like a different planet. Like, you know,
Or they
they've never
like,
been in
woofify the
contact
team.
with us. They're like these people in a bubble. Like they don't know. They're stupid. You know. Sorry, I'm getting riled up.
Well, it's also just like, you know, like the way people view Japanese developers in general. Like they're a totally different breed of person.
Like they
right?
live
That's
like
such
they
weird
live in
thing
a
to say.
chamber and they're
It's-
rolled
it's-
out to develop games and that's it.
It's not even that. It's like the endearment they have towards these people they don't know or they don't understand, right? Like
Yes.
you see it happen with you know, Kojima, Yoshi P, I wouldn't
Nomura.
say to an extent Yokoyama. Yeah, no, I feel bad for Nomura. Nomura gets bullied relentlessly.
Yeah,
I feel very bad
that
for
is
that
true.
man.
Same side of the coin, right?
Yes, yeah. It's the same thing that happens, just varying degrees of it, right? Like I feel like people will always give Japanese developers grace because they don't interact with the interviews where they truly say some of the most like insane shit ever, because that never gets translated, or they don't watch the variety shows that they're on, right? They don't pick up on these like language contextual cues of like how these people actually act. But I feel like going forward, because of the reception on that Reddit, I've never seen so many people just suddenly just giving up hope on the series ever, that I think that attitude's going to change, because suddenly everybody's talking about God, Gang of Dragon.
I'm doing a Gang of Dragon check-in.
Yeah.
I'm
My friend
still
made that.
reeling at the reveal of that fucking game. It is the pettiest video game of all time.
100%. Yeah.
Please send your
I'm so
apologies
excited.
to my P.O. box. I like flowers and chocolates. Fill out this apology form. Please make sure you leave a comment on my Pirate Yakuza video. Hashtag we are sorry, GC Vasquez. Ryan Johnson got one for The Last Jedi. I want one for my opinions. Let's go. Roll them out.
I don't stay as attuned to like interviews for the series nowadays, because I'm kind of like silently just kind of done with it after dropping off Infinite Wealth. So I just assumed like Nagoshi just was like, oh, I'm good, you know, I'm out.
I thought I literally thought he was just taking the money and wasn't gonna make anything. That it was just gonna be like, okay, guys.
I
And then
thought he
Gang
just
of
got
Dragon
like
shows up. Oh
I
my
thought he got a really good opportunity, and he was just like, you know, I've been working on this series for so long, and I think I'm just good. So y'all enjoy. Now I look at Gang of Dragon, I'm like, oh, something happened. You're mad,
Yeah.
like justifiably, but you're like, oh, this is saying fuck those guys and fuck everything they do forever.
I genuinely
He
hope.
leaves to make something new. He left to make a Yakuza game.
Yeah,
I
literally.
genuinely
Also,
hope it's
it's so
commentary
funny.
about that.
Well, okay. Like, I want to go back to what Hayes said about making, like, him just making another Yakuza game. The main character literally does the tiger drop in the
Yeah.
fucking trailer. Like, in a cutscene. Like, this is
Also-
literally just Yakuza.
It also, I also hope the game is. There's other things that I'm concerned about with that game, but I do hope, at least from an artistic, like from a commentary standpoint, I hope it's also a commentary of his own like failings when he made Yakuza, or his own like
Mhm.
growth as a person. Because casting a Korean guy as your main character in your Yakuza, like
And to be
like,
an actual
thing.
Korean, not a secret Korean.
no, like
Yeah.
actually Korean, like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
to me, like hopefully that says to me that there might be something about that in there where he's like, yeah, I was the original like stuff that my old series did was like kind of fucked. I'm gonna make up for it by making something that focuses around a Korean guy, and if it's going to be anything like the Yakuza series, probably give you a very heartfelt, like humanizing like lens towards that person. And I hope to God that's what that is.
It also looks good. I'm like rewatching the trailer right now. I love Unreal Engine or whatever the fuck they're using for this. It actually looks nice.
Yeah,
I
it
think
looks
it's much
but-
better than the Dragon
Yeah.
Engine, which
Yeah, but go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna be like, another thing that's been really funny about this demo and people's reaction to it is like all of the lighting bugs that supposedly were in Pirate Yakuza, which I didn't really play too much of, where like there's shots in like if you go into the shade, the lighting just shits itself and
Yeah.
all of the colors pop in the ugliest way possible.
The lighting literally breaks. So I think this might be a ray tracing issue. I'm not sure. Where
well, I don't know if the Switch 2 version has ray tracing.
okay. So
I
like,
think it's just a Dragon Engine issue.
well, if it doesn't have the ray tracing and it just has the baked in lighting that they put in anyway, it might be that it just didn't put any lighting in in those specific spots, and that's why it looks like the lighting bugs out. There might just not be anything there to
Yeah.
replace the ray tracing that's in other versions of the game.
Well, but
That's
like,
a similar
it's
issue
still
in
doing
Monster
it on,
Hunter
like,
Wilds, where if you disable the
it's
ray
still-
tracing in that, it looks a lot like that screenshot that you showed.
but it is still just because at first people were like, no, this isn't like like graphics quality. This isn't like anything. No, please do not criticize Yakuza. It is something that is not its fault. It's the fault of the person with it. And then everybody played it, and then everybody tried it on all the different consoles with all the different graphic settings, and it's like, oh no, it's just bad.
Oh, okay, then fuck it. It's not a ray tracing issue. It's just they don't have a good
fucked up.
lighting guy anymore.
Yeah, well, that's the craziest thing is like
The original looks
the
so much better.
fucking dragon, like people showing screenshots of Yakuza 6 like which was 10 years ago in comparison to how the Dragon Engine is used now, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yakuza 6 it's very funny because the only games that I think look good in the Dragon Engine is Yakuza 6
Mm-hmm.
and I think the original Judgment, but I don't like the Lost Judgment look that much.
Oh, I totally forgot that
Lost Judgment plays
yeah.
great, but it doesn't look great.
They changed the like coloring on Lost Judgment and then backported it to Judgment when they ported it to like PS5. You remember that?
What?
Yeah, so the original Judgment had a very like specific look to it, and like it had like this like visual filter that made it look like, you know, a bit like a noir of sorts. And then they just like sucked all of that out and just did default fucking lighting, and it looks like really bad in comparison. But like that's the only version people have access to now, so and like it's really weird how you look at early Dragon Engine, like I guess really just 6, and it's like there's this I think there's this grace you can give to 6 mechanically because of this massive engine shift where it's just like they basically had to start from scratch. So like we get it, and you like look at that game, and I think some of the enjoyment of playing that game is just in the like how much they were able to push out of that new engine on the hardware. And then ever since moving to stronger hardware, it feels like they just gave up on how they want these games to look visually. It's so weird. They look cheap.
I also want to point something out to people in this screenshot for Kiwami 3 that you're showing me, Cullen, and you can go find the screenshot, folks. Just look up Kiwami 3 lighting bug or whatever.
Or water.
Or water. Do you notice all those buildings? Do you notice something about all those buildings? Number one, they don't look like the original buildings in that area. So we know that they're just using the assets from Yokohama and just Yokohama. But those are the tiles from the Dondoko Island minigame.
Oh my god,
Oh,
really?
man.
Those are
They're
just
what?
the assets from the Dondoko Island minigame, from the town building, the village building minigame in Infinite Wealth, where it's like bad Animal Crossing.
I still remember.
I also hated the studio was so dedicated to making things look like shit.
Yeah.
Like, Dondoko Island looked like fucking garbage. I
It
hated
sucks.
every second of it.
As a quick
It could have been so cool, but it sucks.
tangent, I remember being there for Infinite Wealth previews. They flew me to like New York, and I remember the unveiling of Dondoko Island, and they were literally like, this is enough content to be its own game.
Liars.
That's how
Yeah, I
proud
remember
we
that
are
too.
of
Yeah.
Dondoko Island. And the little bit I played, I was just like,
Because they're
don't
just
know.
saying shit. Like again,
Yeah,
like
I
he's
was
just
like-
it's just hype. It's just hype with no substance.
I was like, oh, I think you're yapping. I don't know about this.
I hated every moment being there. I fucking hated Dondoko Island.
I got there and then I bailed. I was like,
It's
no,
just worse Animal Crossing.
hit the bricks.
It's so much worse.
It's also ugly.
because the you would think if we're doing an island getaway that we would have like new assets of like very clever like island like buildings, right? Like you would think they would go do something fancy, right? Do something fancy like thematic, right? No, it's just like you can literally see that it's just the building models that they designed for their cities and other games that you can just plop down. It's like, that's not an island getaway. You just made it look like a Japanese town. That's not an island getaway. That's just Kamurocho. Like, that's the same shit. Like, you didn't do it. You didn't do the thing you said you were going to do. You lie. The closest thing to an island getaway I can make in this fucking game mode is recreate the casting couch set. Like, that's all I can do.
I just don't know, like, I know what's happening, but like, I wish it wasn't. I'm really like, because all the trailers we've seen of Stranger of Paradise or whatever.
Heaven, Stranger Than Heaven.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of a good game. I'm sorry for the confusion.
Yeah.
I apologize to all my fans. I hope it's okay that I thought about a better game instead of thinking about the state of Yakuza. But like, that at least looks like they're trying like something with the graphics, but like I imagine we're gonna like actually like see it and it's just gonna look like the Dragon Engine again.
Yeah, the concept trailers are definitely not going to be what that game looks like.
I'm just so like, I'm running around in Kiwami 3 demo and I'm like, what did you do? And like, I feel like every move with Kiwami 3 has been the worst move possible. Like, you already have people mad because of Kagawa. The demo is not impressive. And then now you're like, yeah, also we're delisting Yakuza 3 Remastered.
Oh my God,
guys?
I totally forgot that they were
Yeah.
doing that.
And it's like,
So
the
you
only way
only
you
get
can
it now
this
if you buy
with a
Yakuza Kiwami 3.
$130 bundle.
Yeah.
That's the only way, which is insane.
But also it's like, why are you getting rid of the original remaster? Like, that's
This came out in a bundle with two other games.
That's it's not, I'm using the word in a different way, but people will think it has a different meaning now, but it still has this meaning. That's accessibility. That's people being able to like play,
you can't access the game. Yeah,
the other like literal access. Like, why are you removing that? For what reason? Like it's a remake. It's so obviously a remake.
You must
it is
play Kiwami 3 or
but it's
die.
it's them saying, oh, you know, this old version no longer relevant, no longer the thing we want people to consider Yakuza 3. It's the same thing with the director's cut and like the fucking upgrade that forces it into director's cut. Like, what?
Wait, can you not play base Yakuza 0 on PC
They
anymore?
delisted it.
They delisted it.
I think it's on GOG and that's it.
Yeah, they delisted the original version of Yakuza 0. You can only get the director's cut now.
Wasn't there a thing too with the limited run special editions where Yakuza 0 was like the director's cut version on the disc?
It was something to that effect. But I also found out that a lot of those were just
really?
codes in boxes.
Yeah.
For Yakuza?
God.
I found out that some of those limited run games like the compilation, I believe, I might have misheard, so don't grain of salt this, but I believe they're not actually on disc. They are a download code for certain systems.
What?
Oh, okay. Because I have the physical of Y0, like the CE.
Yeah, I do
And I hope
too.
I
What
can
the
just-
fuck?
Yeah, wow.
I'm fucking like, I've never seen someone sabotage their career as fast as I've seen Yokoyama do it. Like this is just full of bitterness. It just says that to me. It just feels that way. It's like,
I'm like shocked because it's like, again, and this is not me like rushing to the defense of like Sega as a whole, but this seems like an RGG thing.
yeah,
Like I'm fucking Persona 3 Reload came out and you know that had some divisive aspects to it. They still kept Persona 3 like portable up.
yeah, you can still play portable. You can still buy
Like-
portable.
And they ported it to other systems too.
Yeah, and so it really does just seem like this is a choice by RGG. Like, I don't know how else to take this. But they are fucking up every single thing about this release. And I'm really glad to see like fans actually kind of wake up for this.
I'm very
because
happy.
the response is not positive.
I'm very
Like-
happy that people are finally have had enough, because there's been complaints about the way they've been handling it from a business perspective. Like New Game Plus for Infinite Wealth being locked to DLC you have to buy. That already pissed people off. A lot of the DLC for 7 also pissed people off as well. Like, just the way they're handling this shit has been pretty like bad, but not bad enough for a while. But I think this is the last straw for a lot of people.
Do you remember how people were praising this studio for like just churning out these like really like these very I don't want to say low quality like
Yes,
titles
I've said it
this
before.
is so smart, and it's
Mhm.
like I mean I think asset reuse is very smart, but not when they do it like this, because it feels like
Mhm.
these games are out there to fund whatever the fuck Stranger Than Heaven is going to be.
Yeah. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's something that people do, and they do it all the fucking time, is they'll play something in a series of things, or they'll interact with media that belongs to a franchise, right? And they'll really like it.
Mhm.
And they will never reevaluate the media once they lock in their initial opinion about it. So if you hate
Yes.
the first like Yakuza game you play, every Yakuza game you play after that, you just hate. You don't like it, right? If you like the first Yakuza game you play, every game after that is just more of that in your brain. For whatever reason, people do not do reevaluations of how they feel about something once they've locked in their first impression of it. And that's sort of why you end up with situations like this, where people sort of glaze a series no matter like how many corners it cuts, or the internet term is cope, where it's like you'll make excuses for them, or you'll try to see like the positive in things. And that's great. It's great to see the good things in something and try to be positive about stuff. That's fine. But like
Mhm.
to do that and then not acknowledge the fact that the series has been in decline for a long time, to me feels very like it feels very like you've attached too much of yourself to this thing, that if this thing were to tomorrow put something out that's just really bad for whatever reason, ethical, moral, quality, whatever, right?
Mhm.
You would struggle to accept that, or it would be more detrimental to you than it should be. And like, for me, the reason this pisses me off isn't for like reasons of like, oh, the thing I like is bad now, because I've been talking about the series being bad for a while, right? Like I just, at this point, it's just like I'm just sort of going through the motions of like criticizing and evaluating every entry. But for me, it's like the things that they're specifically doing with Kiwami 3 feel disrespectful to people who made Kiwami 3, the original 3. Like there is a level of disrespect present in recent decisions by RGG Studio. It is almost spiteful. It is biting off its nose to spite its face. Like,
It also feels disrespectful to people who like Yakuza 3.
Yeah.
sure.
Like,
I love
internally-
Yakuza 3. That's
Like
my favorite one.
Like, there's nothing worse than playing a remake where it feels like they know or think that the game it's based off of is like the bad one. Like, this feels like they saw people be like, oh, Yakuza 3 is that really shitty one, from people who went from
It's not
Kiwami
even
2
that
to 3.
bad.
Because, and that's just kind of like another problem with the fact that they are for some reason embarrassed with the original for like versions of 1 and 2, despite an HD remaster already existing for 1 and 2, that they just don't want to, like, you know,
And it's good, by the way.
which I've heard from people say that is the best way to play 1 and 2, and it's not localized. But like, so it feels like them just being like reactionary to this like stigma that 3 got only because people played it after Kiwami 2. And it's just like, I don't know, like it just feels gross. It has a really bad taste in my mouth,
Mm-hmm.
just with every single choice they've made. Because again, to circle back to the demo, it's embarrassing. It's really bad. I don't know what the fuck they thought about this. It feels like they really only spent time doing like the bare minimum to be like, okay, cool, we made the locations, and then just drag and drop all these animations from all these combat systems of the latest games, put in I think it was that his new like sort of like what's that new style Kiryu has that makes no goddamn sense? Is that the Okinawa?
Yeah.
Which apparently from people is the one that is literally just reusing shit from the Agent style. And
so that one has a sword and shield, so I don't know.
Well, no, you have other tools. Like there's a sword and shield style, but if you hold any of the main buttons, he whips out like some other stuff, like some nunchucks, and it pulls, and then he whirls it around, and it's just like, it just feels like shit. That's the important part here. That style feels like garbage. I don't have any solution on how to fix this because I don't think you can fix it. It's it feels like quiet quitting.
Yes. I think it's just them rolling stuff out until things get to like Stranger Than Heaven. I think they are just using the Yakuza brand because again, the series is selling more and more each year. I wonder what Yakuza 3 Kiwami sales are going to be like, but I think it's going to be the case that if they release a Kiwami 4, it's going to be less. If they release a Kiwami 5, it's going to be less. If they release a Kiwami 6, it's going to be less.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's not go that far.
Yeah, I can see them going all the way with it.
I mean, I could too, but I don't want it.
Maybe I'm being optimistic here. I am like I hope this is not like a big seller because while like a lot of this stuff is just people online. At the same time, though, you put a demo out, and I think everybody's just not happy with it. So like if for some reason the Kagawa stuff didn't clue you in to be like, I don't want to buy this, I think you should vote with your wallet here if you did not like that demo and just don't buy the game. Like,
yeah, just don't buy it. Or if you don't like anything about it, just
it's time to give RGG Studio a spanking.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is by findoming them, by not giving them money.
You know what you can do instead? You can play Far Cry 3. Just kidding. Like, just
actually, yes, you can. Because
the set wall's coming down. What is that? It's a giant TV display of the Far Cry 3 title screen. Oh my god!
I think it's on sale right now on PS5 for like $7, and they just
it's
put
also
in 60
on sale
FPS.
on PC. It's also on sale on PC for like $3, so it's always on sale. But that did happen, didn't it? I did manifest that. That was all me.
And
gamers.
I bought it. I haven't played it yet, but I bought it.
Okay,
well, it was like
let me know what you think about
it. Okay.
I was in Santa Monica yesterday, specifically at this really, really bougie mall, and I was like, there are chapels with those that have eyes to see it, and every white dude was just some flavor of a guy from that game. So like, I was like, ugh. But yeah, no, it's okay to let go of things you don't like anymore or something that is actually making you miserable.
You can also just opt out. You can opt out of the specific games that you don't think should be supported. You can just not play Kiwami 3.
Yeah. You can just go back and play other video games, older video games, play
the original 3.
Yeah.
Play the remaster.
But
play the remaster.
Yeah.
I re-downloaded the
play
remaster.
Judgment if you haven't played that.
Yeah.
Go play what?
Judgment.
Yeah, don't play Lost Judgment.
Game, but you can do it.
But play Judgment.
Yeah, go play Lost Judgment.
You can play Lost. You can play Lost Judgment. You just have to skip all the cutscenes.
I want to give people really, really heavy trigger warnings for Lost Judgment because again, I was quite surprised. They do show like an assault like on screen, and then you need to examine that footage multiple times in the game. So you are seeing a young man get assaulted by his classmates like over and over and over again, and I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. Also has some of the most disgusting storytelling regarding sexual harassment in Japan during one of the worst times to do it. That was again, this is the thing people may not know about the series, right? Or like may not know about these certain plot points. Like with Lost Judgment, there was literally a woman that was suing her boss for sexually assaulting her in a hotel room. And this was still ongoing in one of the most high profile international cases in Japan. Lost Judgment comes out, and it's about how people will lie about being assaulted, specifically women. So,
Yep.
like, again, this contextual knowledge of what is going on in Japan at the time, or what has been going on, is pretty key to really understanding this series. So if you want to torture yourself, go and read the Japanese news, like go read the Mainichi or something. But you could just, not play a game you don't like, or just, I guess, disengage with a series you don't like. That's me with Final Fantasy, right? Like, I've decided I'm not playing any more Final Fantasy games after 16 and 14. I'm done. Cold turkey. I know I'm not going to like it anymore. And with Yakuza, I gave up after Infinite Wealth. Like, I'm not going back to Shitburger. You can't make me go back to Shitburger.
It's as we're in Shitburger right now.
Well, I'll be the Shitburger correspondent.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's actually also me with Far Cry. I don't like Far Cry games after 4, so I'm not playing Far Cry games after 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's okay to just like specific entries in a series and then just stop there.
Yeah.
Go do something else.
You ain't gotta be you ain't gotta like all of them. You can just like some of them. That's okay.
It was for you, Colin.
There's a lot of games out there is the good news.
There's a fuck ton of games out there. And like before we get on away from it, just when you play Lost Judgment, folks, just be aware that the solution they have for bullying is like not real. Like, it's not a real solution. It's just not like bullying's a very big issue in Japan, but the solution they assert is like not. It's like someone having a conversation that doesn't matter. Like, their solution is we should put cameras and speakerphones in the classroom and pretend to be students standing up for a kid, and none of these high school kids are gonna go, where the fuck is that? Who said that? None of us said that.
Like,
who the fuck said that?
Was such a fucking like
there's
like
only 15 of us in this room,
where it was like, and then everybody on the bus started clapping,
and his name was Albert Einstein. Like like it's that level. And then the rest of the game, then the conceit of the game is, should we kill bullies? Yes, no. And it's like, this is not like, how is this productive?
It's so funny because then like the SMT guys, like 2 years later, they have a character that's just like, yes, you should kill them.
They should die. Like these are not productive ways of having this conversation. Like that sort of like thing, like that sort of proposition should be laughed at. Like, you should be laughed out of a room of people having a serious discussion. Anyway, that series is cooked. Very excited for when 6 years from now. Let's be honest, they put these games out. They're putting them out faster. In like 2 or 3 years, when you get the big Marvel Avengers moment where all the bad guys that have ever existed in Yakuza are all part of the Daidoji, and they're all wearing really shitty black outfits that don't actually like fit their original character designs and actually make them look worse, have to fight a 90-year-old Kiryu who is dying from cancer, and somehow he's going to win, and Ichiban will be there, I guess, going like cutting. They'll cut away to him like an actor that they
going to get Strange moment.
Yeah, like
their Doctor Strange moment. That's so cursed.
Like, it's just gonna be like they're gonna cut away to Ichiban like in a separate room where he's watching the fight on TV, and he's going, "Whoa, that's so crazy!" And it's just gonna be really embarrassing.
Kiryu's gonna call Ichiban, and Ichiban's gonna be like 6-7, Reddit,
Rokunana, and then he's gonna hang up, and that's gonna be the entire like bit. Yeah. God.
Well,
I'd believe it.
We have complained about this for about a feature length amount of time.
That's right. We only have one question. We'll save it for next time, I assume.
I mean, yeah. Let's just like we have a little bit more time to like talk about what we've been doing.
Pillars of Eternity turn-based is really good, and I can play that game now, and it's fun, and I like it. Pillars is interesting, but everyone when the game came out, people were like, finally a CRPG that makes me have tough decisions, and they were talking about like the first like town in that game, and I I was very confused because I finished that town, that town like storyline, and I went, okay, it's not that complicated. One guy is a religious fanatic that's murdering people, and the other guy, though hungry for the throne, is aware that it's like we shouldn't be doing that. And also, if you side with the guy who's hungry for the throne, something people don't tell you is that Pillars has a reputation system, and when you side with one of those guys, not the religious fanatic, shocking, you get reputation enough to be called hero of that region, and your moral, like, because the game also has a morality system, you get so many good boy points for doing it. And I'm like, what were people on about? What are you talking about? It's ambiguous who the right decision is. Are you insane? Anyway,
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 online on a very, very stringent RP server
it's so
where
good.
you have to submit an entire application. And I am playing a functionally illiterate former outlaw who is trying to do good. He's also terrified of horses because he views them as God's greatest killing machine.
I
He's
was
right.
asked to do like play Red Dead Redemption 2 with someone like ages
Oh,
ago,
it's so
and they're a
good.
serious like RPer, and they were getting mad at me that I was just running around griefing and like killing people, and I'm like, no, this is my role play. I kill
Oh,
people.
in our online?
Yeah, I don't. It was just a
Okay.
lot like
Yeah. Like this server's like, if you commit a crime, you will be taken in by the law. You cannot like rob banks with a group of more than 4 people. If you start things, the law will pursue you. So
yeah. I guess they
be
gotta
warned
catch me
about that.
then.
Yeah, right. But like, I'm out there just, being this guy who's like, well, yeah, I don't know how to like really feed myself or nothing. And I go fishing sometimes, but like, I can't read for like nothing. And it's all real bad all the time. But the thing is, I play this character, everyone feels bad for him, but he's really just conning them. Like, people give me free food and shit. They're like, you poor illiterate child, right? Um, that's been a lot of fun. And what else have I been doing other than working? Um,
Sleeping.
oh my god, sleeping. Yes. Let me load up my Steam really quick to see what I've been playing. Oh, I uninstalled Marvel Rivals because I've decided I do not like the way that game makes me feel, nor the person it turns me into. And no, oh
I
my
get
god,
that.
dude.
I get
No,
that.
I get it.
Okay, for those of you that don't know, there was a huge thing happening within the Rivals community recently regarding some drama regarding a tournament. I don't know if it's breached containment and hit you guys,
Nope.
but okay. Basically, it's a bunch of 20-year-olds acting like a bunch of 20-year-olds, and someone decided not to swap off of Black Widow, which basically means the team lost their scrims and in the tournament. And because of that, everybody's now playing Black Widow and Magic because the really good player played Magic and everyone thinks that they're that really good player. So comp has been horrific. So I've just decided to not play that. I've started playing Deadlock, and I've installed Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'll be playing Mass Effect for the very first time.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
very
boy.
first time. Oh,
Very first time. I played it a little bit on the 360 when the first Mass Effect came out because my dad rented it from Blockbuster because my dad likes BioWare games, and he was like, it's fine.
You've never
I
played
was
Mass
running
Effect?
around. No. I was a
I'm
Dragon Age
excited
person.
for you.
Joy. Joy. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'm a
cannot
Dragon
wait
Age
to hear
person.
how you feel about it, my good friend.
Well, it's not going to beat Far Cry 3 for me, but,
No. Do not
yeah.
mistake it. I know those games have problems. I want to hear it from your mouth.
Oh, okay.
You
I
should give us an
see.
update as you play.
I do not
'cause
need you to hate nor love it. I just need you to talk to me about it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
want to hear
cool.
your updates on those.
I just know that I can't be gay until, like, the 3rd game, so I guess my shepherd is just going to
Yeah,
be,
until
like, alone.
9/11.
Yeah.
That is when gay started.
Yeah, actually, yes. Yeah, that is when it was, everyone became gay in America. So I guess that makes sense. But what's interesting is that the producer for this follows me on Blue Sky, and I always really feel bad when like game producers, like the former producer of Mass Effect, follows me. When game producers or people that make games follow me, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna talk about our game," and I'm just like, "This was a miserable experience, and I loathed every second." Like, I literally got a couple people from like another AAA release that I was posting about DMing, and they were like, "Dude, that's really harsh, but I guess I get it." And I'm like, "I'm really sorry. I didn't know you followed me." But Also, yeah, that just Mass Effect is going to be the thing that I play, and Deadlock.
I will
So-
continue my Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition playthrough so that I
Okay,
can be
cool.
ahead of you, so that when we talk about it, I can giggle like a little schoolboy who has a friend that has a shared interest.
Okay, cool. Cullen, you better play Far Cry 3.
Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah.
Right now I'm fucking.
You're working.
I mean, I don't have any like review games to play.
But you can't
Like,
talk about the other game, right?
no. Hayes and I both played the new Trails game.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Mm.
Like
That is
130 hours of it.
You did 130? I did
Yeah.
90 and I did everything.
Hayes, I
I-
need to let you know that is almost as much time as I have in Marvel Rivals.
In Trails games, I talk to all the NPCs multiple
Oh, okay.
times.
That is the
So,
difference of
yeah.
the 40 hours, because I talk to NPCs when I feel interested to do it, but I don't do NPC sweeps.
Yeah. I don't with every
Uh,
game, but for this one, I did for some reason. I don't know. I just felt like it with this one.
Yeah, I'll let you kind of go and we could like just talk about it from there briefly, I guess, because we only have so much time.
It's such a weird game to talk about because, like,
Yes.
it's like we said it was like Super Trails, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't know what Trails is, anything I say about this game is probably going to mean nothing to you. But I think the best thing I can say about Trails Beyond the Horizon is that, like, it feels like playing the last 13 games was worth it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the best thing I can say, I guess.
So it's like the Avengers of video games.
It kind of is like the MCU of video games, honestly.
It is a little bit, yeah.
'cause I
It's
could never.
really long, and they do some wild shit with this one, and yeah, no, I guess we really can't say too much because like anything you talk about this game is just a spoiler, because this is, I guess, the what's that fucking this is basically the Infinity War
Yeah.
of Trails.
Yeah, and I mean, it almost even like ends on a similar kind of like
Oh, yeah.
not exactly the same, but like a cliffhanger ending, like Infinity
I would
War.
say it has like an equally like world shattering cliffhanger
Yeah.
that will not be resolved for another year.
But I think
in this case,
I
like
definitely think
4.
it's the best of the Calvert games and kind of takes like a bunch of elements from different Trails games and does them really well. Like, I liked the path system in this better than I did in Reverie, honestly.
I'd say I might still like Daybreak 1 more, but a lot of what, like, because Horizon has some like dumb shit in it, I think, and I have a lot of qualms, but it's just like with Infinity War, it's like I don't really feel like I can say what I think about this game until the next one comes out.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I don't know. I played when you're at game 13, you're kind of just like, yeah,
Give it up for game 13.
Yeah. Wow. See, what's funny, we were talking all about like Yakuza and like how that's going and how things have like shifted over time. Because like Trails has set themselves up games in advance to just go off the deep end and do some truly wacky shit. And it's just like, you know, like Mine falling onto a trampoline is like quaint.
Rubber pavement.
And Mine gets up and he goes, yeah, I'm okay, is like nothing compared to the kind of shit Horizon gets into, and it is kind of earned.
Yeah. That's the difference about Trails is like, because it's spent so much time building this story, like this continuous story up across 13 games. It's not like you're retconning anything. Like it all just kind of works
It's
together.
set up.
Yeah.
Like there's actual setup, like and they're not going back and like undoing certain things by republishing the same game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like they're just working with the existing material.
Yeah. But like there are some crazy leaps they take in Horizon that I would almost say is like, it's not necessarily like set up, maybe it is like here or there, but it's more like you don't go, that shouldn't be in this.
You're like, no, this is appropriate for the series. Like this feels in line with what it does.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
one of the
necessarily
things.
stuff that you'd guess, but it happens, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes
I could
sense.
I could see that. Oh my
It's
god,
one of the things about Trails that keeps compelling me to play it is that like even though like some of the writing in that series drives me up a fucking wall,
Oh, it has
like
its moments for
oh
sure.
yeah, no,
there's
there
definitely like a there's definitely like a consistency and a yearning to do it well from that series, I guess.
there is shit in Horizon that just makes me mad. And like, but I played the whole 90 hours in 3 weeks. I'm kind of like, was like, well, I'm here. You know, do you guys like series like that where it's just like, despite it all, I'll see how this plays out.
Well, yeah, because it's like it doesn't like it hasn't hit that point of like no return for me, right? Like I guess Pokemon is like that for me where I'm almost at a point where I'm like I no longer wish to touch anything Pokemon, but like I'm still at that point of like I've been disappointed before, but I know this I feel like there's still room here to like go back to doing something really cool. So I will continue to indulge and play the games out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I think one of the
And like,
funnier problems with Trails' writing is that it does the thing that a lot of RPGs do, where it's like everyone has to have their moment or everyone has to say something.
yep,
But they have this
Oh yeah,
absurd, huge cast of characters now.
we're like 20
yeah, that
So,
shit
like,
people
bothered
standing
me
in a
when I
room.
saw Cullen
I
stream
remember
Cold Steel
like Cold
4. I
Steel
was like,
4,
yeah,
you're in the final
yeah,
dungeon
yeah,
and you're at the final boss, and like every 40 fucking characters has to say something before the boss.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. That one, when I get to that one, you're gonna hear from me and my
You're here
lawyers.
about GC on the news.
Cullen streamed Cold Steel, like a snippet of Cold Steel 4, and I was there to watch it, and I was like, why do people like this fucking series? Like I was like,
Yeah.
this is comedically bad.
They
This is the shit they've made
But
YouTube
it is the
Flash
thing where it's
animation
like
parodies of.
Cold Steel 4 is not good, but the stuff before it and after it is good.
Yeah, that's what Cullen was trying to get at when we were playing it. He was like, no, I swear, there's like good stuff here. You gotta trust me.
like Horizon kind of veers a little bit back to that, not in any of like the really bad ways, but I like you have this weird problem, and like I don't know if you guys have like there's such a very unique writing complaint, but it's like there are scenes that get bloated because characters feel the need to chime in and like compliment each other for figuring out like a plot point.
Yep.
It's like it's so strange. It's like,
Well, that's the
good-
writer. That's the writer writing in a way to compliment the player,
yeah, it's
which
so
is weird
but like
because like it's not necessary.
yeah, and it just like takes out like whenever it happens, I just roll my eyes and I'm like, okay, we like come on, like there would be like high stakes events in Horizon, and it'll like characters will just like stop and like talk to each other for a couple minutes. Like a city is getting attacked and like people are in danger, and characters will just stop for like 2 minutes and be like, so we all know what we're gonna do, right? Yeah, these characters are gonna go here and help those people, and we're gonna go save these other people. And I'm like, no, just go. Like
This is one dialogue box. It's you go here, I'll handle this, and then action.
It's like I gave the game like an 8, and it's weird because it's like in so many ways I'm like this is one of the best ones they've ever made, but I have like a list of problems.
I think like with that sort of like writing practice, it's from a writer's perspective, it feels like the writer. This is not like a moral, like I'm not evaluating the quality of someone's character here. I'm just pointing out like how the writing comes across. They probably don't mean it that way, but this is how it comes across, where if you're like complimenting, if you're like explaining like the reveal and like how to get to that, and then sort of like writing a line where you like pat the player on the back for getting it right, you're sort of insisting that what you've written is much more highbrow, and it takes a really smart person to understand the kind of things that I make. And that is sort of like, that sort of feels pandering to the player, but also it feels like you're it feels like you're trying to sound really fucking smart, and when you're not.
Mhm.
And it's one of those things that I've with the stuff that I've seen of trails where I'm like, that needs to stop. You got to stop doing that. You gotta like maybe you got to think that your audience is a little bit smarter than that, and also like you got to think that maybe what you're writing isn't that fucking complex. Like that's not the goal of writing a good story. The goal of writing a good story is writing a good story. But yeah.
But I guess that's really all I can say about Horizon. Like, I had fun. Cautiously optimistic about the next one because it could be the best game of all time, or uh-oh.
Yeah,
But
I mean, there's a lot riding on it. That's for sure.
yeah. But I don't know. Hey, did you play anything else? Do anything else?
No, I haven't. Mostly because of events that happened.
Yeah.
So I've just been figuring stuff out. I bought the Dynasty Warriors Origins expansion. I just haven't started it yet.
Oh, that reminds me. I can talk about the fact that I started playing Dynasty Warriors Origins again. That game's really fucking good. We're short on time, so I won't go like crazy into it. But I'll try for the next episode to like get my thoughts together more,
Mm-hmm.
and we could dedicate some time once we leave Shitburger. But I'm starting to think I'm like the romance of those three kingdoms is kind of really interesting.
Koei
I'm-
Tecmo has the mandate
I'll
of
be good to
heaven.
talk about Dynasty Warriors. I love Dynasty Warriors.
This new one's good as fuck.
I love it.
And then besides that, I've just been getting back into Fate because I'm bored and I have nothing to play.
Fate, Strange Fate.
Did you end up watching
I saw the OP.
any of Strange Fate?
No, I haven't yet. I'm probably gonna watch it with Jake, but I loved the light novels.
I am very in. I am so fucking in. Strange Fate is really interesting. Because they're kind of just doing like a bit of like Stay Night, but in America, and everything's just a bit weird.
It's considered
Uh,
one of the best Fate stories in the entire series.
Oh
and
shit, maybe I'll hop on.
They are currently doing a anime adaptation of it. And I am stunned at how fucking good it is. All of the like servants and masters are really interesting. There's a dog servant, which is like really fun. They haven't done really much in the show itself yet, but they were in the prologue movie. I love the saber they picked. He is such a silly guy. Fucking they have the gall to have a fucking Tsukihime vampire walk in, and if you don't know, like if you're not like at least a little bit familiar with like who like how vampires are in this universe, when they walk in, you might not realize that like this is essentially LeBron walking in on the middle school basketball court and like, hey, let's shoot hoops. And no one knows how to deal with that because now a vampire is one of the masters. It's really fun. I'm liking it a lot. It had me pick Stay Night back up to read. And I want to look for that Fate Samurai Remnant game on Switch again, which is like completely out of print now.
Hell yeah.
Fate's
God.
awesome.
I gotta get back to that
Just
Samurai
don't
Remnant
just
game
don't ever
too.
watch Apocrypha. Just stay away from Apocrypha. That's just terrible.
Yeah, no,
Heard that.
I'm gonna just stick with my games and my VNs, and I don't there's like a El Malloy case files thing I might watch.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I don't
good.
know.
That's actually good. That one's really good, actually.
I watched like one episode and I was like, this is nonsense. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna give it
It's-
another go.
It's more of like a Detective Conan type mystery thing, so don't expect high octane action.
No, yeah, I was just, it wasn't even
yeah.
that. I was mostly like, I don't know what these characters are fucking talking about. But apparently there's like an episode 0 I just did not
Yeah.
see, so I don't know.
Just know that Waver will always be thinking of Alexander the Great. So
I guess I gotta watch 0 as well. I don't really want to, but
it's I mean, I don't know. Like, I like Deermud, so I like Lancer in that, but I always like all of the Lancers. So, like,
I think the reason why is that it's like mostly because, okay, cool. So these people are just showing up in like Fate Strange Fake and Alan Malloy, and it's like, I guess I gotta know who. Like, I'm watching these adaptations and I'm like, I feel like you're expecting me to have watched Zero. And it's like, well, I guess I'll do it even if I won't like it. Just like, that's like doing my homework pretty much.
just know that it
But-
has a lot of fucked up shit in it. Because it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the writer. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
But you want to do questions?
Yeah.
We do have 2 questions that we can answer, and that'll wrap things up pretty nicely and quickly.
Alrighty. Let's see. Starting from when you said questions now.
Yes.
Is that okay? Cool. All right. Buster says, name a piece of media that got better in retrospect. Like you thought it was okay initially, but grew to love it upon further thought. Oh boy. Should we make it hard mode for Cosmo and say he can't say Lord of Shadows too?
Fuck. Okay. No. Okay. Actually, This is gonna sound crazy because I've been gassing this game up for forever. It's either between Far Cry 3 or Red Dead. I'm gonna tell you a little about Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2, I was pretty insistent on hating because those trailers made Arthur seem like a real piece of shit. I go into that game. I love that clumsy idiot. I love that ugly buffoon who is not
has
ugly at all. He
nuance.
is so fine. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
great. He's a great character. Same with Far Cry 3, but that's because I played that game and I was like, oh, this is really good. You know, it's a game of its time. It's whatever, you know, like video games are certainly going to get better than this. And then I played it and I was like, oh, this game is actually really fucking amazing. And that's sort of like my opinion on that, is that there were certain games that I went into wanting to hate, like with Red Dead, or games that I thought were really just okay, like Far Cry. And because of the way things are regarding, you know, like the way video games are made, especially AAAs, that I'm surprised at how good we had it. And that
Yeah.
also simultaneously makes me depressed and want to sleep forever or whatever. But like, it's really like those two games that I've like come back to, and I'm like, actually, these were really fucking fantastic. It's not the Lords of Shadow 2 thing where like, this game is awful, I'm never playing another Castlevania game, and then I play 16 and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this game was okay. But yeah, it's those 2 games for me.
I have a slightly different like version of that. Is mine is also Red Dead 1, where when I played Red Dead 1, I didn't really grasp a lot of like what that game was about.
It's so sad.
And then as I got older, I would think back on Red Dead Redemption 1 and I would go, oh my God, like, no, that game is actually like really, like, that's amazing storytelling. Like the themes of that game are really good. Like what they talk about in that game is like super interesting and whatever. And like it gained a lot of like, I gained a lot of appreciation for it after the fact as I got older. That's usually how a lot of this question will get answered. It's like, this is something I saw as a kid, and then as an adult, I came back to it and it was like, oh shit, no, actually this was like really fucking good. But yeah, Red Dead, and I don't really have another one that I can think of off the top of my head. So
I'm struggling here. Like I made a whole video about like Chrono Cross being that game for me.
yeah,
But I feel like that's easy.
I mean, that's fine.
It's okay, yeah.
Halo.
No, I was always a Halo like mega fan.
True.
That was video games.
Dynasty
for me.
Warriors. Like literally,
I guess
Dynasty Warriors Origins is the most recent.
Yeah.
No, but like I never didn't like Dynasty Warriors. I
But
just
you like it way more now.
Well, but that's because it's like I played them and they've gotten better.
I guess that's true. No, but I mean,
Like,
like you played Origins when it came out, and you were like, "This is good," but other stuff got in the way. And now you came back to, it and you're like, "Oh my God, this is way better than I."
fine.
You know,
It is one of the better action games to come out in recent year,
Yeah.
which is both good. Good job, Dynasty Warriors, and also, oh God, that's dire.
mm-hmm.
Action games are in such a shitty spot right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's their over insistence on trying to like tie RPG elements to it.
Can y'all think of
Yeah.
what the last good action game, like new
Devil May
action
Cry
game
5.
you guys?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's old.
I'd agree. Yeah, Devil May Cry 5 for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, no. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm actually gonna say Phantom Blade Zero was the last really good action game that I played, and that's the demo. That's the demo. I've played.
So true.
I played the demo build, like the first one, which was just a bunch of boss fights, and then the Gamescom one. And I'm not gassing this up for like reasons that I disclosed in the Discord, but it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Hayes played it too. The
I
demo.
gotta check out that demo.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Devil May Cry 5 in some ways. Funny enough.
Yep.
Stranger of Paradise.
Stranger Paradise.
I gotta get
Oh,
on
okay,
that.
never mind. You're so fucking right for that one. But I'll
I
still say
love
Devil May Cry
Jack.
5. Yeah.
I gotta get
love
on Stranger of
that.
Paradise. I discarded it as goofums, but people are like, no, it's
It's-
not goofums actually.
No, it's
No,
good.
it's
good.
literally one of the best games ever.
I gotta go do
one
it.
of the best Final Fantasy games they've ever made.
I'm doing
Yep.
a Team Ninja. I'm doing a Team Ninja series playthrough of like my favorite Team Ninja. So I'm gonna do Neo 1, Neo 2, Wolong, Stranger of Paradise, and then Neo 3 when it's out.
Well, did everyone answer for this
Yeah.
question?
Oh,
All
Hayes.
right. All right. Oh, Hayes, did you?
Mine's kind of similar to GC. It's just Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's because I played it as a kid and
Mhm.
I was not into BioWare games at that point.
Mhm.
And it was just kind of like, this is not the Star Wars that I wanted when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I bounced off it pretty hard and then I went back and it clicked the second time.
Yeah. Yeah. That shit smokes good.
All right.
I gotta replay that.
Let's see. And Bram asks, with the backlash / indifference to High Guard, Concord, Wildgate, and many others, are online shooter fans just not into fantastical elements?
Resident
the
Hero
boomer
shooter, Bram.
Yeah. That.
So I will say these do not have fantastical elements. These are all really ugly sci-fi games that
Yeah.
have no clear visual design other than aping on specific already established aesthetics and not understanding them, like
Yeah.
Concord. Like if Concord played well, that's fine. It was just really ugly. It was like trying to be analog from like 80s and it doesn't
Analog.
look good. And
Yeah.
and the problem is that people who
get-
play hero shooters actually do care about how they look.
Can
Yeah.
I stop you really quick just to finish reading the question? Not because like you're
Yes.
go cook
Yeah.
King cook. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure
Yeah.
Bram knows we do
Okay.
want to say the like just so the whole question
Okay.
gets read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's a little bit more. Just not into fantastical elements, unlike the boomer shooter crowd that love those aesthetics. Are we doomed to mill slop because that's what most of the crowd just likes? Okay, so continue from there. I just wanted to make sure Bram knows we got it read.
Yeah, I actually play a lot of hero shooters. I know that's kind of weird. I think as people know more about me, they'll understand that I actually play more Western games than I do Japanese games, and that's
Bro,
been
you
my
played-
entire life.
You opened this
Huh?
podcast talking about Valorant.
Yeah, literally. So I played Valorant. I played Overwatch on release. I played Overwatch 2. I played Deadlock. I played Rivals. I play a lot of like the really big free to play hero shooters. But what sets them apart from Highguard, Concord, and Wildgate is that they have very strong individual design,
Identities,
right?
yeah.
Yes, like Valorant is very inspired by like, techwear, clothing. It is near future. It has like a very interesting story, believe it or not, that I no longer care about because suddenly everyone is heterosexual, minus like 2 characters. So I've just given up on that ghost. Yeah, they released a new cinematic, and even people within Riot were like, I don't know why they did that, but all right. And it is about, ecological disasters and alternate versions of these characters basically coming in from their universes to harvest a limited resource to stop their worlds from collapsing. So they're all killing each other all the time, which is a pretty interesting premise, right? Because you have, like, for example, Sova, who actually ran into an alternate version of his self that was the reason why he lost his eye. And this happens to every single Sova. So it's sort of like a repeat over and over and over. You have Marvel Rivals, which it gets the benefit of the doubt of Marvel characters, except NetEase has generally made better designs of those Marvel characters and put in the game. But it's very colorful. The environments are really great. They pop. They have
It's comic books.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Easy on the eyes.
Overwatch was really fun in the beginning, but also had really strong visual design.
Pixar.
And it's yeah, exactly right. Like, but Highguard, Concord specifically are very hyper realistic, desaturated. Concord specifically is really ugly in my opinion. Like, I would never play that game because of the way it looks, because it's so desaturated. And these are really uninspired, analog, like 80s analog designs.
It's not a good
I
aesthetic
don't
for a hero shooter. Maybe for something else.
exactly. Wildgate is really colorful. I just don't think the premise is like really interesting to people because they've sort of shifted away. Again, if you notice what's really popular right now among hero shooters is it has to be really fast and really frenetic, right?
And
Go ahead.
And another thing that we have to keep in mind, you also have to understand something. The reason a lot of these hero shooters might not be like successful is because we already have really big hitters in the
blueprint.
genre.
Yeah.
And people don't like playing multiple hero shooters. They like playing the one because with a lot of these games as a service, you have to invest a lot of time into it in
Mhm.
order to like feel like you're getting your worth out of it. But also that in itself is a problem why hero shooters aren't like succeeding is
Mhm.
because people are tired of games as a service. People don't want to do another games as a service. So when they
Well,
see it
it's
now, they roll their eyes and they're like, I don't want to fucking bother with this.
well, you also had to pay for Concord. That's also the problem.
That's also
it's
a problem,
competing
yeah.
with Valorant and Overwatch, which are free games. But like you said, they're time investments. And in my opinion, as someone that has done comp in those games, the time investment is if you actually want to play the games well, you need to dedicate time to them, not
Yeah.
as like a games as a service, but to keep up with the meta. Like, for example, Valorant released like 4 characters in 1 year, which is way too fucking much.
Yeah.
And those characters basically changed the meta to be about vision control, right? They also nerfed one of my favorite characters in the ground, so he doesn't see any pro play anymore, which really blows. But because of that, you then have to learn a new character, which sort of begins the cycle because that character is no longer meta, is
Yeah,
not
and it burns
viable
you.
and like competitive. Yeah, right. And same with rivals. Like the meta changes like every, I think like 4 months or something, because they keep rolling out these new balance changes every
Yeah.
season and mid season. So right now it's triple support, anti dive.
Ugh.
Before that, it was just like fucking melee tanks, right? And it's shifting all the time. It's changing all the time. So you'll have people that will stick with things that are echoes of what they already like. For example, Marvel Rivals was a lot like Overwatch. Valorant
Yes.
is basically CS:GO with different characters. So they're just building on these already popular systems while having a strong, clear identity that
Mhm.
is not hyper realism. And I would say the biggest issue is people are tired of hyper realism in video games. Like straight up.
We don't
Straight
want
up. No. We could have ended at Red Dead too, in my opinion, and we didn't have to have hyper realism anymore in video games because now it looks super dated, it's desaturated, it just
it.
gets
It doesn't
ugly
hold
really
up
fast.
well. Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing looks as
Yeah.
good as Red Dead Redemption 2, and nothing will ever look as good as Red Dead Redemption 2, and why even
Yes.
try?
Well,
Yeah, 'cause,
also,
yeah. Go
you
ahead.
know, we don't need every game to look like Red Dead Redemption 2. I need
No.
games to have like unique art styles and shit. But yeah, like the problem with hero shooters failing isn't a matter of I personally don't believe it's a matter of like visual taste. I think it's just a matter of like it's sort of the same thing why we don't see more battle royales. Everyone's playing
Exactly.
Fortnite.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. And if they're not playing Fortnite, they're playing PUBG. That's it.
And,
Like
like,
you can't
Arc Raiders?
penetrate that market.
Yeah. Arc Raiders is the only exception to the rule right now, by the way.
But that's an
in
extraction
terms of-
shooter.
yes, exactly. But we already have Tarkov. We
do.
already have Dark and Darker, right? But again, there is more polish in that game. I wouldn't say it's visual appeal, but Arc Raiders is infinitely more polished
Yes.
than the games that came before it. And it's also a lot friendlier in terms of the attitude of the player, in which PvE is more encouraged than PvP. And the way they match those games is if you're somebody that likes to do PvP, you will be matched with people that like that. People like doing PvE will largely go into lobbies of unhostile players who will work together.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of different things that have contributed to the success of that game. But it's basically because it has more polish and because its matchmaking is a
value.
lot better. Yes.
Yeah.
And despite the whole AI thing, which is like, that fucking blows. Like, I got
There's
that game
always-
for free,
Mhm.
and you can really tell that the voice acting is really bad because it's fucking
Yeah.
like AI. Like, it's
Yeah,
really
it's
obvious.
pretty obvious.
Yeah.
There's always going to, in my opinion, there's always going to be like 3 or 4 factors before we get to the problem of, oh, the aesthetic was not great. Because like literally like it in every success story in the hero shooter, battle royale extraction shooter genre, these like multiplayer like games, it's always going to come, it has always come down to brand recognition and production value, because that's what that audience likes. They like these concepts, but they like them better when there's more money thrown into the concept. And that's why PUBG blew up the genre, and then Fortnite came in with a higher production value and ousted PUBG as the thing. They just had more money to throw at the concept.
And Rivals as well, regarding hero shooters. Like, more people play Rivals than Overwatch, and it's because of the Marvel brand. Everybody knows Marvel. No matter where you are, you cannot escape Marvel. And it basically does have an extremely high production budget. It is, again, brand, like you said, brand recognition and that polish, and Rivals has that, and that's why it's been able to like unseat what's it called? Overwatch, or even Deadlock, right? Deadlock is just Smite. Deadlock is literally just Smite.
Yes, it is.
But because it's Valve, they've been able to roll out these new systems, and suddenly everybody's interested in Deadlock because it's apparently getting quite close to release. And
Brand
again, it has a
recognition.
very strong visual identity. Like, it really boils down to that. Go ahead.
Like, as someone who has become much more of a casual shooter enjoyer, I think I'm like a good litmus test for like the normal person who decides if they want to like play a shooter. And I looked at High Guard and I went, this looks boring, and this is not doing anything interesting visually for me to want to play it over anything else. And it's, unfortunately, that's all of these ones that fail. Like Concord as well.
The bubble one. Remember the bubble one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Sony bubble one that was Splatoon.
Foam Stars. Yeah,
no one remembers Foam Stars.
Like, it's just like, the unfortunate reality is that this is an overcrowded market.
It's a monopolized market.
And the ones that are dominating everything are free to play. That's it, really. Like,
it's like okay, like I'm sharing an image. Like which one has a stronger visual identity?
Yeah, one of these very clearly, like, I'm not gonna even say it's like, I won't even say, I'll even say, I think Concord has an interesting look, but they don't take advantage of it. It's just people standing in a room. Like, that's like, they didn't like take that concept to the nth degree to make it interesting to people who are not interested in that look. And that's the difference. You have to find something visually appealing to more people in that aesthetic.
Now, conversely,
on it so quick, it never had a chance to really
we can't even evaluate it based
style.
on those things. Yeah.
Because like,
but I will say this:
Comfort...
if this was a single player game, I'd play it.
Yeah.
But it's a hero shooter, so it's not. Yeah. But go ahead, Colin. Sorry.
No, I was just like, they never had a chance to like, because I honestly didn't think Concord like compared to all the rest of these, I thought Concord looked a bit interesting, but I was like, I think it was before the game even came out. They were like, yeah, we're canceling it. Or was it like on launch, like literally like the day it came out?
It was like 2 days after it came out, they canceled it.
Yeah, which is just like, I'm not going, like the game had no chance to like grow an audience or develop itself at all.
When you open a bottle of wine, you gotta let it air out.
Have a decent foundation to build on too.
Yeah, I heard people liked, like, the people who actually played the betas or whatnot, like, they liked it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But again, it also cost money. That's another thing that you're competing with. It's costing money. It looks the way it does. The environments are wildly desaturated. Like, I was watching people play it, and I was just like, I couldn't fucking tell where the fuck I would be on this map. And I have to pay money for that. Like, I don't know, man. Everyone's poor now anyways, so...
And like High Guard, even though like the placement at the Game Awards probably did it no favors, I don't know how much that really would have made a difference, because it doesn't look interesting.
It looks generic. It looks really generic.
Yeah, like it just doesn't have. I do think that the placement at the Game Awards didn't do it favors. You're right, but like I think it like everyone else is saying, I don't think it had much to stand on to begin with.
Yeah.
I also think here's another thing, and I wish Western studios would stop doing this, but this has been an industry trend for decades. They're really afraid of making hot guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
like if you want a game to succeed in this market and the way it is now, I'm sorry, but you need to start making hot men. Like hot men are a hot commodity. Like gay people will play your game, women will play your game.
Yeah.
Like just make interesting, attractive looking men and people will do it. Like that was one of the big questions I had for a Korean developer actually. So this is not unique to the West, but it's also Korea as well. I was like, are you going to add attractive guys into your game? And they were like, well, they don't make like men don't typically make money. So if people want to see hot men in the game, then you will
Damn.
have to start requesting it, right? But you need to give that shit like a chance,
The
right?
most
Yeah.
the most feral hero shooter, battle royale, extraction shooter people I know are all gay
Women.
men who salivate when
Yeah.
one character in Apex Legends has a tummy. So
Brother, oh my god, Brimstone in Valorant. Oh my god. Sorry, like
so like
sorry.
so like the audience is there, you need to capitalize on it.
Yes. It's like, again, I shouldn't be looking at a game that's over 12 years old, that's Far Cry 3, and be like, oh my god, their protagonist had an ass. Like, he actually has a butt. And, like, I don't know what happened along the way, but I feel like a lot of Western developers, they just don't make attractive men, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's also, Arthur Morgan's really hot, too, but, like, it's
God
very,
damn, is
like,
he?
he's so fine. But it's, like, again, like, this thing, like, you have to make... Like, please put attractive men in your video game, right? Like, that's kind of the sticking point, is these guys are just not good looking, which is a weird thing to be like, oh, men aren't hot, so I'm not playing your game, because it sort of feels like, you know, everything is like just totally aesthetic. But like, you need to have attractive character designs or interesting character designs to get people to play the game. Like Overwatch,
Especially
nobody
for-
was excited for Sigma. Nobody was excited for that fucking
Yeah.
hamster. You want to know why? Ugly.
Yeah.
Like the thing about hero shooters is that like they're fun, but I'll be honest, they're a vapid genre. It's literally
Mhm.
just about like I want to shoot good and I want to put costumes on that make me cool. Like
Yes.
that's all it's become.
That's what I was
And
gonna
so,
say.
Like there's no like artistic merit in any of this.
You need attractive men in your game, not just for people who are attracted to men, but also I want to play as the hot guy. I
Yes.
want to self-insert. When I play Marvel Rivals and I play Captain America and his ass jiggle, I go, yeah, that's my cake.
That was me with the first Ascendant, by the way. Like the dev team asked who I was going to play, and I was like, oh, that guy, because he's hot. And they were like really surprised. And I was like, I just want to play an attractive man in a game. There's an attractive man in that game, so I'm probably going to play your game. And I did play their game for a while.
I want
But
to
it got really
cosplay as a
boring.
hot guy when I play
Yeah.
games.
Literally. So yeah, anyways, visual design, good, polished gameplay, hero shooter.
Yeah, that's that question answered for sure.
Yep. And I think that's
Yeah.
all our questions answered.
And I think that's a
Oh,
wrap,
yeah.
boys.
That's a podcast.
Yeah, this is our first quad podcast in a little bit.
Quadcast.
Podcast.
Yeah. All right, everybody, you know where to find us. We're online on Blue Sky.
And
Discord.
we're
Go-
hopefully not
go-
in
go-
Shitburger again.
Go at
Oh,
me on
God.
Blue Sky and tell me you're sorry for doubting me.
Yeah. Do it right now. As
Do
soon
it
as
right
you
the
finish
fuck
this
now.
episode, do it.
I
Do
need
it.
it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Later.